All right, so hello again. My name is Brittany from Creating Writing Warriors. Hopefully you just watched the video above in this playlist. If you did not, go ahead and watch that quickly so you know what we are looking at today. We are going to dive deeper into the lesson plans that are included in the personal narrative unit plan. That is one of the products in my Teachers Pay Teachers or TPT store titled Creating Writing Warriors. Let's take a look. So with the personal narrative unit plan, there are lessons provided. There are 10 of them. We're going to look really quickly just at how they are written and how they are laid out so you can see them. And then in the next video, we will take a closer look at what's included in the lessons and how that ties into the other materials that are provided. So each lesson has a title and a lesson number, as you can see. So this one is Lesson 1, Introduction to the Genre. And then I have provided you learning targets. If you do not want to use these learning targets, maybe your school that you're at or district that you're at wants you to write them in a different way. These are written as I can statements, but if they want you to write them in a different way, then go ahead and change them. But if you need a quick learning target, they are provided. There's usually one or two of them. So for this lesson, we can see that the learning target is I can define aspects of a personal narrative, and I can compare traits of literature between published authors and student writers. So you have the I can statement, and then I can define and I can compare. Right under the learning target, you will see the materials needed. And so the materials needed will always provide the things that you need for that lesson. If the materials are bolded, that means they are provided for you. So when you open up the unit plan, it's going to have a couple folders, and there's one folder at the bottom that's listed lesson plans, all in caps and usually with a couple exclamation marks too, so that you see it. That's where you will find these. Then there will be individual files listed by the lesson name, so lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, so on and so forth. In those files, that's where you will find the bolded materials. So for this lesson, you will find the personal narratives guided notes and the personal narrative writing process packet in that file 1 folder. Below that, you can see some examples for model texts that I have provided for you. You can use those. You can use other personal narrative model texts that you know of, but these are provided if you need some. Then we have some student examples, and then there's a suggestion to set up a Venn diagram, however that works best for you. If you want to do it on your smartboard, if you want to do it on a doc cam, just on a piece of paper, or if you want to have it on the whiteboard. Under materials needed, there will always be a planning portion, and the planning and materials needed sections go together. So whatever materials are needed, you will need to prep those. So those are always listed for you. And then we go into our actual lesson, and you see I have organized this as introduction, instruction, independent work, closing. That just makes the most sense for me. How am I going to introduce what the students are going to learn? How am I going to teach them? How are they going to work on it on their own? And then how am I going to wrap up class? As we go through these, you can see that I write these lesson plans as if I were actually speaking to the students. That just helped me when I was creating them to think about how I could create a lesson that flows well, and that is going to work with my style of teaching. You can read these verbatim, or you can look over the lesson plan, get the general idea, and then talk the way that you would. So that's what all the lessons look like. We're not going to go any deeper into this. I just wanted you to see how the lessons looked before we looked at the materials that were provided in this unit plan, so you can see how those interact with each other. So I will catch you in the next video and we look at that stuff a little bit more in depth.